Welcome to part 3 of assembling a styrene structure. This is the Freeman Manufacturing Company, and in this segment we are going to do the final preparation, the final assembly. And I'm going to first discuss preparing the floor, preparing the roof, getting the windows in, and a final order, and we'll talk a little bit about a touch-up. So let's start right in on it. And I did a little bit of work in the meantime, and I got the floor painted, and I just used a little bit of blue paint mixed with water, and made a light wash and spread that on there. And I also had to prepare the light, and here we have the light. You can see on the ceiling side here I used some JB weld to hold it into place, and there's the resistor right here, and I got a little JB weld here on the edge of the floor, and I just went ahead and left these cracks in there. I thought that added a little bit of character to the structure. And this is the floor for the second level. I had to put in some wooden blocks. There's some in the bottom here to hold the floor in place, and here's for the second floor. Also noticed I added a little bit of detailing here that will be seen through the door. I used some India ink and water and painted that on the inside and put some scratches on there to give the appearance of some dirty mortar. And so we're all ready to go with that section. Here's the other side, and here's where the floor is going to set, and here's where the second floor is going to set right here. And you can see the India ink and water effect. And also I put all the plastic on all the windows, and that's pretty much the last thing I like to do, so I don't when I'm working out here, so I don't get any paint or anything on them, because I like my windows to look clean, like the owner would have real clean windows. So to get this together now, all we got to do is get our glue on, and we'll go ahead with our my method here is I put some of the Gorilla Glue on a piece of paper. I make a pile here, get a pretty good pile because we're going to do a lot of gluing. And this is the this is the Dries Clear Gorilla Glue, super glue, and this stuff works really good. And we'll get our toothpick and we'll get it nice and sharp, and I just like to go ahead and get a nice sharp point on there. There we go. And this is going to be a little bit tricky here, because we not only do we have to put the two walls together, but we also have to get the second floor in there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get the glue on right here. Little dots of glue is how I like to do it, about 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch apart. And I just like to go right on down the line, get the little dots on there, and all the way down. And I can come back and reinforce this with JB weld like I did with the other stuff when I'm done. So we'll get the other half, we'll get some glue on that now, and we'll just go right on down and get our dots of glue on there. And I already sanded this, abraded it, so we have some good, get some good bite on that. There, we got that glue on. So we have these two sections ready to be pressed together, and also we have to get the floor in place for the second floor. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put a few drops of glue on top of these blocks, and this is going to all press together all at once, so it's going to be kind of a touchy operation here. So I'm getting a bunch of glue on top of here. This glue isn't going to show, so that's not going to really matter. Yeah, I put my thumb right in this glue over here, so we'll put a little bit extra on there. So we got that done, and then we'll put a little bit on this side on top of these blocks. This is going to be for the second floor. Pretty good size drop on there. Couple nice drops on here. Okay, we got glue all over the place now. We got this side glued. We got the glue on the blocks. This glue here is not really that important because that's attached on the other side. So, okay, we got all the glue on. Next we have to position our floor, our second floor. And here I have the wires running through this hole. And we'll get these run through here. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're getting the wires run here. We're pretty much doing the whole operation all at once. Okay, we got that situated. We can get this in the corner here where it's going to be. It's not going to hurt anything to get that in place. Go ahead and pull our wires the rest of the way through so they're not going to be in the way. Okay, now we can go ahead and press these two sides together, and we got all the glue in place, and the glue is on both the edges, and everything should be perfectly square here when we get this put together. Here we go. Here we go. Everything looks good. Got the corners in place. Got them flat down to the ground. Got the corners in place. Okay, now we're just going to take and we're going to just hold that for about 30 seconds. And give this glue a little bit of chance to set up. And I can talk a little bit about some of the weathering I did. I did go around with some paint and water, black paint and water mixture, and I dabbed that on the stone in a few places, and then I rubbed it with my soft cloth. And I also used that same mixture on a couple of the doors where the handles would be, and I got that on there, and everything's looking good here. Just about, I think we got it, so I don't have to really hold it right now. Okay, we got that together, and let's check and see how our light is, see if the light's gonna be, if we messed up anything there. Yeah, the light looks good. And I think I'm just gonna take a piece of I think before we do the final, we'll take some electrical tape and we'll get that light on there really good. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to put these two side roofs on. And I got that all ready to go. I checked it. I had to take a little bit of this off, this plastic on each side. And I did that already, and so the plastic would fit flush. And we'll get our razor blade here. We got it sharp, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to put our little bead of glue. That's a little bit too much there. You don't want to get too much glue on. You want to get enough, but if you overdo it, you're going to have a sloppy looking job. So we'll get our glue on here on each side, and we're just going to go ahead and I can reinforce some of this later with JB Weld too, but I'm just going across here on some of the high points and getting a few dots of glue on this too. I don't think it's possible this isn't even going to make contact there. So that's all ready to go. We want to get it centered on there, and then we want to hold that in place, and we'll hold it. Well, this was originally prepared with the primer and then some white paint wash, and then I used some black and some of the towards the top there, and rubbed that off with the cloth. And then I where the vents are, I used some detail. I used the Bar Mills product, the rust product, and I mixed that with some paint and some water, and I got that on there. this one vent here, it looks like I made the effect of where we replaced actually the base of it, as if the base had rusted out, and we did a little replacement job. So okay, I think that side's, I think that's good there. I think we got that on there. Okay, we can go ahead and we can do, we're just gonna we're not even gonna move that right now. I'm just gonna reach across. I'm putting a little bit of more glue on my sheet, and I'm just gonna reach across and I'm gonna glue. I'm gonna put some dots of glue here on this side. And some of this prep work, like I said, we did right away. Like, I don't know if you recall on the first video, we sandpapered and we leveled this. Now I got a little bit too much glue in this one spot here, so I can take the toothpick and get a little bit of that off before I put everything together. And I'm going to put a few drops across here, and I'm not sure that these are going to make contact, but I'm just using small drops, so it'll just dry in place. And I'm not going to affix permanently the middle section on top, so if I do wish later, I can come around and put on some JB Weld. Okay, we have this section totally prepared, and get that centered, and we want to press it on there. Make sure we got it centered and snug it up to the top, and then just go ahead and just press it on, and hold that for about 30 seconds. And once you get going on this, it can be put together really fast. I tell you, all the time is in the prep work. And like I said, I'm going to leave the top open, or so I can take the very top peak off. And that way, if I want to do some detailing up here on the second floor, you know, I can put in some machines and stuff, and I could put some people in there, whatever I want to do up there. So it'll give me some options, you know, for finishing it off, especially since I have the light in there. And because you got the light on, it's a little bit dark in your area. You can really highlight your model. This one side doesn't seem to be holding very well, so I can go and I can do some JB welding in there. I'll still be able to turn the thing upside down and do some extra reinforcing if I have to. So let's take that off and see if we got a hold on that. Apparently we don't. So some of our glue does not seem to be holding here. Then I'm just going to take and do a little sandpaper on there. And we'll do a little bit up here too. And it doesn't take much usually to get this to hold well. And we got the sandpaper there, and we're just gonna go ahead and just put some more glue on. See what happens. Get this scuffed up a little bit better here too, because it's a chance that this paint here is not allowing it to adhere. So I'm just taking my abrasive stick here, and I'm just doing a little bit more abrasive work on that, and it should stick really well. There we go. So we got that. Make sure that's good and abraded, and I'm just gonna dry run that thing again. I'm gonna turn it sideways here so I can see through here and see where we're getting, see what's going on with the contact. And it looks like we're actually getting contact right here, in addition to on the top. So I'll make sure and get a little bit of glue right there. I'm primarily trying to get it just so it sticks for the rest of our operation. When we get this top piece on, more of the other work that we're going to be doing is going to help hold the whole structure together. So here we are. There, we got some glue on there. Let's get some more glue on this side. There. I'll go down here with some too, and there. Okay, now let's see what happens here. We get this back on here, get it centered, hold it down, and see what kind of luck we get here. This is kind of like what you'd call a live performance, because I'm not going to be editing any out of here, and so this is going to give you a good idea of what you're going to be up against when you put this thing together. On the most part, I'd have to say I'm real happy with this model, and mostly because the price was only $25, and I'm getting a really large building out of that. And there, we got it so it stays. I'm just going to kind of mess over here on the other side for a while, and we'll let that bond a little bit. And we got another section that goes in. This here section is going to go right here, and just like that, and that feels like it's going to stay real good. So we're going to take our, in fact, that'll probably help hold the rest of it together too. But we're going to just put another pile of glue on. I noticed that one of these, the bottom side here, this side here is beveled in such a way that there, we're getting some glue on there. In fact, maybe in the middle here it looks like it's bowed out a little bit, so we want to make sure and get some glue in the middle. And then we're going to get some on each end here. Get some on that end. A little bit too much there. Okay, and then we're going to get some on this end too. There. Okay, now this piece is going to go right in here, and it's going to adhere to both ends, and it's going to stick in here in the middle on this. So we do have a little bit of leeway on this one, because the overhang over the top is going to cover up any little gap that we might have. So I'm just going to hold this. I'm going to like to hold it for 30 seconds or so, and it looks like it's coming together pretty well. This is what they call the clear story, and it does add a lot to this building. Makes it real, like a real old-fashioned building. And it's supposed to be a building that was built in like 1890, and I'm doing it up like about 1950, like it's about a 50-year-old building. And that's staying. Okay, now we'll do the other half. And this one we'll do just exactly the same way as we did the other side, and that is we'll get some paint on the ends here. Okay, get some paint on the ends. Get some paint on the ends. You know, we're just about done. If this thing sticks on the other side, we're just going to stick the roof on, and then we got a little, kind of a little fun project that we're going to do here. And hopefully we got enough time to get through all that stuff. But I wasn't anticipating running into any problems. But you know, it's just like when you're working on your model, everything doesn't always go super smooth. You know, sometimes you hit a kink here and there. So there we go. We got that. We got this glued. We got both ends glued. I kind of want to turn it around here a little bit, and you're going to get a better look, and I'm going to get a better look. And make sure you got the down right, and then you're going to just get both ends in the right spot, and then just about lost it there, and then get it lined up, and then get your bottom glued on. And that's actually looks like probably my best surface. So we're just going to hold this here. We have to hold this for about 30 seconds, and I think we're getting a good bond. But part of it is the sandpaper, you know, getting it rough so you have really good contact. And if you have good contact and you get the glue on and you get it on here, hold it, and you're going to have a really good weld. So there we go with that. And this I pre-assembled the cover here, and I use the JB weld on that, and that just goes over the top like that, and it looks like we have our structure. I didn't do the underneaths, but I was going to do put a little bit of tape on here and get the light going so you can see what that looks like. And I'm going to just getting a piece of electrical tape, and I got a 9-volt battery here, so I'll just get this 9-volt battery hooked up here to the electrical, and we're gonna have some light action, which is really oh, I have the light on, but it's pretty light out, so you don't really get the... Oh, there you can see it good. Yeah, there's the light in there. You can see the light shining through there on the floor there. Just hold it there for a couple minutes, for a minute or so. And then the way I got it here, I got some of the stuff in there. I got the forklift. You can kind of see this side a little bit. I got the forklift and a barrel in place. And there the light looks really cool. And I think we're just gonna leave it right there at that. So here we have a really nice Freeman Manufacturing building, $25. You can go ahead and do some extra painting on there. This was the accessory building that came along with it, and